But you're right. The breasts very often have short because they're not the way we are. Yeah. Yes. I stand up. Good. I have to leave her. How you be? Get off. Mary, are we doing something on the 29th? Yes. Okay, we're redoing my schedule. So goody. Yeah, because normally I would have something on. It's Wednesday. Well, I thought I might be out of town Sunday, but I will free range. So you can come after me. Yes, I know you will.
Very good at that,
Well, that's what we appreciate.
Yeah, I remember having a double check that.
Yeah.
And she says, as far as we know now.
Okay. Yeah, we sort of always have lunch.
Just pushing corruption.
We all have nothing better to do. Our lives
Oh yeah, good afternoon.
and I'll park right beside it.
We're going to let anybody else get it. You're so down there, Gary.
I figured it might be popular.
There's a bunch of chairs that you just
He was so frustrated when I said, thank you for letting me.
They were nice to Bruce the other day. I think to Greg is a bit. It's not like he's all of a sudden alive. So that's what you can do. That's right. Okay. You might be hanging I figured we could show sign the whole way around. You pull some chairs out, and there they sit. He what?
He's trying to open this up.
Oh,
That's why
I see. Okay. Help out.
That's why I didn't bring him down.
Yeah, I don't want to upset what's happening. No, I'm gonna make sure you don't move. I have an idea. Okay, fine, whatever. Moving the walls right now. Right. What I'm trying to say is, let's wait until that stops.
Sorry about that.
Uh-huh. Good. All right. Hey, Greg. How are you? You guys got this? I'm down. I just want to see what people like to draw it.
Are you going to blue?
What?
Sorry.
Yes, can you hear me? Yep. Thank you, good. He said that I could talk first, and this is my only job right now with this particular group that brings all of us together. And I have to say, Greg, that you probably have made a really important record today, because I don't think we've ever.
Hold the microphone.
One of the reasons is because
Hey.
they don't remember.
Joan, hold the microphone close.
I will. Closer?
Point it at your mouth.
Thank you. I remember meeting Greg when I first moved here almost 4 years ago. He was pushing a cart that had nails and some tools, and Bob, who's now the buildings and grounds outside person, was working under Greg at the time, and Greg was trying to tell him that we had to hang pictures a certain way in my apartment. I didn't know what way he was talking about. All I knew was that he pulled out a nail, and I thought my husband was going to have a fit, because in our house we'd always use these special picture hanger things that wouldn't leave holes in the wall. But this guy was amazing, and Jerry and I just stood there looking at him, because he hit the nail, the picture was placed perfectly, he'd move on to the next. He must have done it about 10 times, and then he said to Bob, "That's how you do it." Bob is outside cutting grass and doing all kinds of outside work. And Greg's now in charge of telling everybody else what to do. Except today, he was really out there helping put chairs down. We never expected a crowd like this. Greg, we need to ask you a few questions, though, before you start.
Okay.
First of all, how long have you been here?
13 years in counting.
And what did you start doing? Yes, I agree.
When I started here, I was just, my wife was tired of me sitting at home. I was working at the time, doing heavy machinery work, dirt work and stuff like that. It was a long winter in 03, or 08, would make 13 years.
Yeah, that's right.
08, and it was freezing, and she said you need to quit waiting for the freezing to stop. So I applied for a job here, been here ever since, and love it to death.
That's great. And tell us a little bit about your wife and your children. Do you have children?
I have a wife and I have 2 children. I have a daughter who is now 11 in the Clear Creek School District, and my son is 15 in the Clear Creek School District as well. He's a sophomore and she's in 6th grade.
That's great. And where are you from originally?
My wife works at the university in the ambulatory surgery.
Oh, how nice. And where
I
are you
grew up
from?
in Marengo, Iowa. I was born in Wisconsin, and I grew up in Marengo from my knee high to a grasshopper till I was 18. So
And you just said that you love it here. What do you love best?
everything. You people are making my day. So everything.
All right. And I'm going to turn this over to you now, and we're just grateful that you're here. We know that you've been here a long time. We know that you love it. Now we want to know all the things you do that make you keep loving it.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
You bet.
Thanks, Joan.
You're welcome.
So as I said, I've been here for 13 years. Everybody, I think, probably understands what we do. We handle all facets of your home life, what needs to be done in your home, outside of your home, in the garden, on the sidewalks, the grass, and everything. Apartment remodels, if somebody moves in, we will gut an apartment and just basically take it down to studs sometimes and start over, beginning, new drywall, fresh paint. You name it, we take care of for the home aspect of that thing. Snow removal is another thing we do. It's a big item. Last year's snow was unbearable at times, but I think we did a pretty good job of trying to keep it knocked down and looking decent outside. I think we did a pretty good job of it. There's some days that were worse than others, but with it being as cold as it was, sometimes when you use ice melt, the snow and the ice will not go away. When it gets below 0, you can keep putting as much ice melt as you want down, and it will not take care of it. It'll just refreeze as soon as it melts. So we do electrical repairs, plumbing repairs, a lot of different things. So like I said, anything goes wrong in your home, at your home where you used to live, we will take care of anything that you need fixed in these apartments as well this way. So we do get a lot of maintenance calls. called 5000 line. If anybody has any problems with anything, call 5000. We generally try to get there within 24 hours. The guys are getting better at calling to make sure that somebody's there to get things taken care of. We receive probably anywhere from 2 calls to 40 calls a day. So you're not forgotten. You're always wrote down on a list somewhere. It's in a computer. I have it all logged. So if there's any questions of anything, I can go back and look and make sure it's all there with the guys. I'm helping them. I got 2 guys that run those most of the time. Ross and Joe. The other guy's Brian is my remodel guy. Adam is the wallpaper drywall specialist. Who else we got? Electrician, Junior, the electrician. He takes care of all the electrical stuff. He's in apartments quite a bit with the remodel stuff, take care of all that. Bob and Zach are outside. And who else did I forget? Anybody? Eli, the painter. Got a painter now. Eli used to be in dining services. Now I stole him from Bruce. So made Bruce mad, but I got a good painter out of the deal, so it's a win-win for us. So. And that's I'm feeling free to take questions from everybody. I'll throw this out right now, just to. I'm sure nobody's wondering about it, but I'll let you know anyway. The pool locker rooms will be open Monday. If things happen where these little guys come back and they're seen, I will shut it down immediately again, though, so just be aware of that. So. Sure.
Anybody have questions? Because we better. He's here for a long while. Karen.
The garage door for the first floor garage, the rubber mat is hanging loose and there's screws, hopefully still attached, but we're just afraid those screws are going to fall out and then run over them and have flat tires. So could you address that?
Yep, she asked about the garage door, first floor, Spring Street. It's been hit numerous times. I ordered that door 2-3 months ago, probably. 2 panels. I called them last week. They're supposed to be being shipped last week, but she said, which means they'll be here October 1st, probably. But I will take care of I'll get those screws taken care of for that.
Yeah,
Right?
just the screws.
Yep. But the rest of the panels will be coming, so it'll be no problem. Hopefully. Still gets in.
Garage cleaning.
Yes.
I write stuff so well. Garage cleaning. I talked with the gentleman yesterday from All Power Wash Systems here in Iowa City, and he's given me a bid. I just give him a bid for the 69,260 square foot garage space that we have. So that's both garages put together there. So I should be getting that later on today. He just sent me a text probably 5 minutes ago. Gonna give me a price soon. So that will be done before snow flies. I promise you that.
Can you?
He's got a power washer. It's a riding power washer that will power wash and suck as well. It's not just going to be swept up with a broom. It will be water and a vacuum.
Well, we have to have our cars.
Yep. I'll be giving you guys a call. We're going to have to try to get everything lined up. I'll probably go in phases, or I'll have them take the first floor, this half first, and I got all the parking numbers and everything, so I'll take care of it that way. So.
Thank you. Next question, George.
On George Street, the windows in our apartment, we can open 3 of them. You can't always close them, and is there any, on the horizon, replacement of those windows, or?
Anybody in here is questioning the George Street windows. There's some of them that aren't the greatest and don't work the greatest. I do have windows downstairs. I have probably 8. That's on the high end, yes. But if they're bad, I can replace them that way. Otherwise, there's some things I can show the guys how to get them fixed up, and we'll get you taken care of.
Next question. Anybody? Yes, Lee.
Woodworking shop needs to be enlarged.
That it does. Steve and I are in cahoots, and we got it's just been something that's just been put off, unfortunately, and we
bumpers that, where the car parks?
That is the plan. They are painted actually now. They've just been run over enough and got enough dirt and dust on them, that they're gonna be pretty, Bob will, hit those again on the top of those and on the sides, so.
Yes.
Just to let you know how efficient they are, my son brought me some bums but didn't put them in the right place. So I called maintenance, they put them exactly where I wanted them.
Thank you.
Down and never done, so thank you so much.
I'll let Bob check them.
Next question, anybody? Yes.
I want to punctuate what Mary said. I have never called, I always call for Zach. I've never called him, but what I have almost immediately heard from him and gotten response that's very, very helpful. And I just want to commend Zach and the way you have your people working.
Thank you.
I live in a house and we have a lilac bush and a burning bush that just died this summer, or I don't know why. And they have to come out, will we get to have new?
Yeah, whatever you're gonna want back in, or we'll plant back in. If you want the same thing back, we'll put some back in. Fuller.
Died, it's a very spring.
Fuller?
Yeah.
Any other questions? Yes, Sue.
Is, whose responsibility are the spring courtyard trees? The trees that are dying or almost dead?
That's, yeah, that's the big man upstairs' responsibility to take care of for us. We're trying to figure out something to get planted over there. We've talked with some people and trying to figure out what the appropriate tree is to put over there, because there's not much substrate, not much for anything to grab a hold of and start to grow over there. I mean, you're working with probably, I'm guessing there's maybe 12 inches of dirt there, if that. There's a lot of, and it's probably not, I don't know if it's good dirt, might be a lot of clay in there too.
So will all those trees come down then?
I don't think that, I think there's a few of them that are doing fine.
Well,
I'm not an arborist.
I've got pictures from out my window how they're dying slowly, 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 and they're getting, each one is getting worse.
There was a tree committee here at one point. I don't know if there's anybody here in the room who was on the tree committee, but there was a lot of work done on that committee. I think Beth Smith was one of the people on that committee. But I think that might be some info for you too, because they did a lot of research.
Yeah.
Anybody else with a question for Greg? Because we don't get him here like this often.
No.
We looked into the George Street courtyard, and on that terrace, 4 lilac bushes were planted, and it was overwhelmed by Japanese trees that are there. And these 4 lilacs would just come out, they would bloom, they would scraggly.
We can remove it.
Repeat it, please.
Lilac, she's saying lilac bushes or trees that were on the terrace on the George Street courtyard, weren't doing well, just want some tore out, so we'll get that taken care of.
Anybody with questions? Yes.
We have a lot of trouble getting out of the first floor garage, trying to get the doors open. And sometimes they trigger automatically, other times the only way to get out is to get out to walk around.
What color is your car? I know it's weird, is it white or gray?
Brown.
Okay, well that doesn't. Sometimes it seems like in the past you got a lot of troubles with cars that were white or gray or you got a sunroof. For some reason, it's a sensor, it should be the front of your car as soon as it sees you. I'm not as big as a car, I can walk 15 feet away from the thing and the darn thing goes up sometimes. And I don't know. I have no explanation why it will not open up your cars, but we'll have to look into it and have the sensor's been adjusted, turned up and turned down. The same with the outside sensor. If I get that thing turned up too high on the outside sensor to go on the first floor, as soon as the car drives by, then that door goes up. If somebody's going on the second, I don't want that to happen. So you got to get up a little closer. They came and tried to fine tune it before. That's just been within. It's like it's 5 feet or it's 25 feet. There's no in between. It seems like so. They've monkeyed with it. I've had the door guys here trying to fix it from CE Solutions or CEC, just to no avail. So
Lately, it's been working a bit better, but
Don't jinx it.
Always a guess.
I have the same problem with random.
Right.
I can set it off with my car key. Well, I get out of the car and walk toward it until it goes up.
It doesn't seem like, it's, I've seen it happen, it's never happened with my car when I used to park down there, but if you, it doesn't matter if you go slow or if you go fast up to it, it's just a random, it's a moody thing.
Any other questions? Yes, John?
In the past, probably a year or two ago, the maintenance fellas, when they would come and did their service, they would leave a little note that they had been there. Is there any reason that stopped? Because that's very nice if it's something repaired that you don't notice. I mean, a light bulb and all that you notice. But why did you stop doing that?
I didn't stop.
Oh, well,
I have no idea why they haven't done it. I will get one of those little cards you're talking about, and place them on your door and stuff again. So I'll make sure they do that again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Yes, sir.
I would thank you on the staff. The leak from the 6th floor down, it really spoiled everything.
Right.
In the kitchen area. Your staff replaced the kitchen counter and really did a nice job on it. I really did appreciate that very much. We still need a little bit of
All right, I'll let Brian know that too. So.
All right, yes. Do you replace, not replace,
Sorry.
do you take care of cleaning gutters and trimming tree branches?
Yes.
Or is that somebody
Yep.
else?
Yeah, she's asking that she lives in the house, wondering about gutters and tree branch trimming, tree trimming. Yes, we do trim trees and we'll take care of your gutters as well.
Very good. Anyone else? Anybody? Yes, Wayne.
As you probably know, we had a little library put in over there towards the end of our building. Nothing of any kind, and we've tried to make a wide variety of books. Nothing of any kind has stayed there for more than 24 hours. Somebody has been coming in and just cleaning everything out. And I don't know, I assume it's one person, but is there any way we can set a camera?
Yes, I'll talk with you afterwards. Brian, how's that? Wait, I can get that thing.
Credit all the way to the picture. That little library is beautiful, and thank you, Jeremy, for all your work. Another hand, several hands. So I'm going to come back to you and to you, but I'm going to you.
When you're talking about taking down trees, how about adding some trees that were originally cut off when they didn't come up by the parking inside the first level? When you drive by, you see all the cars through the windows, whereas everything else on Spring, as you drive to the second level, is completely landscaped beautifully except where the trees die. And there you only look in on the parking ramp, which is not the same aesthetic as when you look in at the trees.
Will do.
Thank you.
No problem.
Okay, there were several hands. Yes, sir.
Following the theft a year ago from the Spring Garage, where would you place the security cameras?
There are cameras on the outside. There's some extra cameras on the outside. They've been redirected. They weren't pointing in the correct direction. There's some on the inside now as well. So.
Okay, there was another hand that I saw
That was my
before.
question.
Yes, yes.
I'm concerned about the corner by Old Crest and George. When you pull up to that stop sign, the garden that's in one of our duplexes, I think, is so tall that you can't see traffic coming from George.
This one here.
Yeah, it's kind of goes right down.
I just got a bid for that as well. So it's not just a common response for everything, but I did just get it into that last week, just so.
Repeat the question. Repeat these questions. Would you repeat?
The question was, she's having trouble seeing on the corner of Oak Crest and George because of the landscaping that's there across the street at the Preserve House, and we're going to get that taken care of hopefully soon.
Any other questions? Greg, is there anything else that you think we should know about that we haven't told us yet?
I like to eat, but that's probably fairly obvious. No, I think that's I just wanted to take care of all the questions and comments and concerns people have. So I just want to make everybody happy first.
We have time for more.
I'm here all night, so.
I just realized, I called several times and they finally came and cut down the dead redbud tree by the front door on, main entrance. And when you walk in to the left, there was a redbud tree and one set just totally died. And they finally got that cut off. There are now some springing up that really are suckers that could also be just took off.
Gotcha.
Okay, there were more hands a minute ago. Yes, sir, again?
Will you accept email requests for repairs, which gives us a sort of a receipt?
Question was if I'll take emails on anything needed. Yes. Feel free to email me anytime you want.
May we give you a piece of paper at the end of the meeting?
You sure? That'll work. Talk to me, do whatever you need to. I'll take care of everything.
Yes?
I forgot another thing. Right within that same area, walking that door far left, there were 5, I guess, boxwood trees there that were dying. And a couple of them could have been left, but when the maintenance came, they just took them all out. To replace those, who do we go to? Do we just order them?
Just get hold of me and we'll get them.
What's the question?
Some trees got pulled that were dying, and the bushes, and they want them replaced. So we're just gonna get hold of me and I'll replace them.
There were more questions, more hands a minute ago. Yes?
Greg, have you ever called about the window? Knievel or whoever
Yeah.
our leaky window?
He was, Knievel, Brad, who works for Knievel, was going to come out and look at it, but he was around some people that were questionable on COVID, so he was supposed to be here last week, and I saw him the other day at a football game at Clear Creek, and he will be there this week or next week.
Okay, is he going to come in or just be outside?
He'll come in. He's been back, just so.
Any other questions? There were other hands. Yes, sir.
In the spring building, the other day, we had a lot of 225 errors on the TV.
Yes. We had the mouse.
225, yeah. It's
That's-
in the lower right.
I can get Michael back there if you want that. I'm not sure of anything with the TVs anymore. We don't deal much with the TVs, that's IT. So, there's been lots or some, I know it just seems like grounding issues sometimes. It just, MediaCom has issues sporadically, so.
Michael, did you have any response to that?
What was the question again?
225 error, MediaCom.
TV.
Oh, that's a poor signal error. So that could be a number of things. It could be a leaking signal. It could be problems with your wires. We usually create a list and then call MediaCom and have them come in here and check on the problem. So if that is happening, give us a call so we can put you on that list. Just MediaCom is not the most responsive, so we kind of got to get a large amount of
It's
people.
happening on Benton too.
Yes, it's happening. Right. Thank you. It's happening everywhere. Yep, thank you, Michael. There was another hand, yes.
Yeah, I moved into an apartment just before the first COVID winter in a great hurry that hadn't been finished.
Can't hear you.
I moved into an apartment in a great hurry just before the first COVID winter that I had never made a decision on the overhead lighting on. So I'm hoping that I'm not sure how much maintenance can do to simply install if I give a go-ahead, and what I need to do.
Just, her question was, she moved in here a while ago, and she had some lighting issues, and she wants them taken care of, basically. And call me, let us know, we'll get your lights installed for you.
Okay.
Thank you, Greg. Other questions? Yes, Ron.
My screen on my balcony went haywire last winter, and I was told that I would have a new screen this summer. And it's almost over, and I haven't seen anything about a new screen.
Ronnie is interested.
It's your, the
Yeah,
motorized one,
about
correct?
The screen on
The
the
power
balcony.
screen
Yeah,
on the outside?
yeah. And I didn't
I'll get a
know
hold
if the
of Kim
word had
here
been
and
passed
find
on.
out
What?
why it hasn't been replaced yet. I'll find
Okay.
out for you.
Thanks. I don't even know if you know about it.
I did not. So.
Okay, so why don't I just call you and,
I will let Kim know. Kim's in charge of those, with those screens and stuff. She usually gets that all lined up.
okay.
I know they've had a lot of different vendors that have said they will take care of it, and they come, and then they leave, and they come, and then they leave, and they never come back. So, and right now there's a trouble with
Yeah.
getting everything right now.
I
so.
think that they've stopped the noise. I know I kept 2 or 3 men that have spoken to me awake at night with the noise on that thing. So, who all was there?
We heard the noise.
It wasn't me, it was my mother.
Yes. What is your preference? Would you prefer that I do my own snow removal of the steps, or you guys do it? I don't care. I did it last year, but
On your patio,
yes.
if you want us to do it, let us know. And usually the patios we don't touch just because it's just, I know it's another entry or exit for you guys, but we have never, in the past, in my 13 years, never taken care of the patios.
Okay.
But if you want us to, we'd be glad to.
Or just give me a...
I'll let Zach know. He'd be happy to. He loves shoveling snow.
Or just give me a good snow shovel. I keep stealing yours. Any other questions? We have them here now.
Good.
Yes?
Also, the lock on the door to my little balcony has never functioned properly. It's very, very stiff. Several
Those
people-
locks are stiff locks.
Yeah.
You lift up on the handle to lock it. If need be, Ross has been cutting a piece of PVC that will slip over the handle. So it gives you more, it's easier to lift it up that way with that. If you want, we can get you one of those.
I'd appreciate if someone would arrange to come look at it and see what the problem is. Because sometimes it, it just will not work.
Did that on my door yesterday, and it works like a charm.
Really?
Yeah. And I thought it was broken. I really did.
Any
I
other
had been
questions?
told.
It's made to
Yes.
require pressure coming in,
Yes.
and it takes a
Last year,
demonstration.
you hauled the snow out of
When
the
he
parking
comes
lot.
down, he'll cut Ross off
Trust,
to
will
it.
you do
He'll
that again this year, because
Give
it
you
makes
a-
a big difference.
If we get
Over
the
the
question was
handle,
if we're gonna
that
haul
way.
snow off on parking lot 3.
Thank you.
If we get a bunch of snow like we did last year, yes, we will haul off.
Because when it melts, then it runs down and it filters right below the ramp that we have to walk down to get into the park.
Yep,
Okay.
Bill?
A question came up, I think, to me from some other people, about taking the springs off the doors.
I can take those off. We just release that, and then I'll usually take the closer mechanism, set it, use it on top of your digit cabinets, that way I know where it's at. It's out of sight, out of mind that way. But if you want it off, call 5,000, we can pull them off in less than 5 minutes.
And along with that, I think there was a question from somebody in assisted living had the same question, but I think that's a fire alarm.
Assisted living, I can pull them off if, and only if they do not use the stove. The stove has to be unplugged for that to be kosher down there.
Speaking of that, when fire alarms ring, will we know like we used to what the cause of the fire was?
Yeah, I'll start calling that around.
Because I think people wander around and then all kinds of rumors start, so if we do.
Just, Joe usually starts the rumors, so.
There was another hand.
Burn the toast.
Yes, Mark.
Well, I think it's kind of pathetic that
gone by and you haven't been able to figure out a time to play ping pong.
Mark, if anybody wants to come watch, attempts to play ping pong against me throughout the year, once in a while, and I haven't let him win yet, and he gets mad. And he's trying to
Any other questions? Yes.
Yeah, we live in a house on Crest, and there's a lot of the cement work is over cracked and stuff. And might want to look at that sometime.
Gotcha. Fuller.
Okay, anybody else?
I could add 819 Wild Green has the disintegrating cement.
Gotcha.
Anybody else? So the number we call is 5,000, and I know that I've always been very pleased with the fact that if they can't fix it immediately, they still come in and check it out and come back relatively quick. And I'm appreciative, and I heard other people talk about the good job you're doing, and I think we're all grateful that you now have this new position. And thank you, so that we can keep those things up.
And if 5,000 does not work, feel free to call me.
No, anybody else? Okay, then thank you all for coming. This is the best turnout we've ever had.
Thank you all.
Oh, really? Yeah, that's probably about right, yes. Oh, that's, I had researched, that it's supposed to be down a nice road in the Rockies, and come to find out they decided to stay here, put in the power. We were ankle deep in construction stuff. And I figured out in a couple of miles, we'll come to the end and we'll be on the road. Over right off to one side and drive. I didn't know this was happening. I tried to find out what it meant. No clue. Google Maps and all that stuff back.
She has not forgotten.
Oh, God, I haven't forgotten it either. Oh, yeah. That was something else. But, like I said, we kind of got to the top of the mountain, there's like a city park. Built by the CCC. The next morning, we were going down the other side and okay, I think we will take a ride.
Yes, she sat next to me. And she was telling me stories.
What a way to say the drive, huh? No.
Are you looking at this? Okay.
So I have to teach them when they visit.
Do you have it here? Oh, okay. I'm one of the or they because I